welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Mr. Masia, and now let us also say hello to Pomwene. Before we begin today's lesson, let us remember to put on our facial mask, and also let us sanitize. Here's my sanitizer. A few squints in the hands, rub our hands between our fingers, also around our thumb. It is also important that we keep our social distancing in front and on the sides to ensure that nobody else is touching us. Now, even though schools are closed, it is important that we keep on learning. It's important that we go and get online content, do class activities, homework, etc. Today's lesson will be lesson 4 on social health. Let us now turn to page 17 for our lesson. Our basic competencies. You should be able to describe physical changes in females involving the menstrual cycle and relate it to conception. You should also list ways in which some learners are special and thus might require special attention. Suggest how they can show respect to others who are both similar and different than they are. Our terminology. The first word is conception, also known as fertilization. It is the action of forming a child when a sperm cell joins with a female egg and implantation occurs. The second terminology is the word special. It refers to being better, greater, or otherwise different from what is usual. The next word is respect. It is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, disabilities, qualities, or achievements. The menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is the discharge of blood, uterus lining, and unfertilized egg through the vagina. It occurs monthly from puberty to menopause in non-pregnant women and females of other primate species. Let us turn over to page 18. The menstrual cycle provides the female with a chance to be able to conceive. This chance is created by periodically releasing an egg from the ovary in an environment capable of developing it into a baby. Physical changes in females involving the menstrual cycle, and then let us relate these physical changes to conception. We have a diagram to assist us to better understand how the menstrual cycle works, or how conception can occur. So every month, the ovary physically releases an egg into the fallopian tube, which is also known as the oviduct. This triggers ovulation, causing the uterus lining to thicken in preparation for a possible pregnancy. And if a sperm cell fertilizes the egg cell within the fallopian tube or oviduct. Fertilization is also referred to as conception. After conception, the fertilized egg travels to the uterus where it will be implanted. Let's continue on page 19. The uterus contains all the necessary nutrients to develop the implanted egg into a baby. If fertilization does not occur, the uterus lining begins to break down and is passed out together with the unfertilized egg out of the body. and this is what we would normally refer to as menstruation. Females may get headaches, abdominal cramps, and will physically bleed. Let us look at ways in which some learners are special and thus might require special attention. As we all know, we are all different from each other in one way or the other. Some of your friends may be better at running, or are very intelligent, talented, have a disability, or are popular. People with disability have special needs. They may need help getting around or require buildings to be adjusted. So what is important to remember is to treat others as you would have them treat you. Treat others with respect and help those that are in need but can't help themselves because of a disability. Look around for friends with special needs around you and see how you can help them, even if it just means pushing a wheelchair around or helping them get into a car. Let us also look at ways of how you can show respect to others who are both similar and different than you are. As you mature, you need to begin to realize that everyone is different and unique, and that everyone is relevant. We all have different beliefs and opinions, and there is no learner that is superior to the other learner, regardless of your race, your gender, or your ethnicity. Therefore, it is important that you practice the golden rule. Do unto others what you wish them to do unto you. Let us now turn to page 20. On page 20, we have our self-assessment activity. Number 1, you are required to describe 3 physical changes in females that occur at the onset of menstruation. The word onset means beginning. Number 2, you should list 2 ways in which some kids are special at your school or in your community. And the last question, you should suggest 2 ways on how you can show respect to kids that are different from you. That concludes today's lesson. And please remember, during this time, it is very, very important that in whatever you do, you always wear a facial mask. Remember to always sanitize your hands. And last but not least, let us keep the social distancing all around us. And please, even though schools are closed, it is important that you keep your brain busy by doing online classes or activities, including homework. From us, it's bye-bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Josie and I'm back. Even though the schools are closed, I thought about we can still do online classes, learning and reading. You can also do your schoolwork. Until next time, bye!
What's up, world? This is Shay, the goddess of the airwaves, on 99 FM, Monday to Friday, serving you breakfast on the ignition between 6 and 9. We brought you to be inspired, taking you to master your destiny. Now it's time to do the work.
Just show up.
Put on your work boots and do the time.
Make it, and then make it better.
Hello world, it's your boy Script here on The Kingdom, where we're reminding you every single day.
Get up. You've got this. Start where you are.
Hey, this is your girl Treza on Hitsville on 99 FM, letting you know it's okay.
Try.
Make mistakes.
Ask.
I am Sibo, and I'm going to be with you for quite a while. Thank you so much for joining us here on your inspiration station, where we let you know
There's no easy money. There's no easy job. There's no easy life.
99 FM. Do the work.
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Doviteko Gut, and we also welcome our student, Pomwene. Right, before we start, please let us remember to sanitize our hands. We're rubbing the sanitizer into our hands, as well as the back and in between our fingers. Please remember to keep a social distance of at least 1 meter apart. And then remember to always put on your mask. Right, today's lesson will be about social health, and we will be focusing on substance abuse. Good, boys and girls, let us turn our booklets to page number 17 so that we can look at our learning competencies. The first one says, describe how media influences people in using alcohol. Discuss ways in which substance abuse can negatively influence their future. Identify sources of support for substance abusers and or their families and loved ones. Our vocabulary for today, media, communication channels through which we get information. The examples there are television, newspapers, radio, billboards, etc. Influence, to have an effect on someone or something. Sources, a place, person, or thing from which something can be obtained. Right, boys and girls, we continue on page 17 at the bottom. How does the media influence people to use alcohol? Media publish or broadcast advertisements that include alcohol. Alcohol is promoted on billboards around towns. Companies that produce alcohol often promote their products by sponsoring soccer or rugby teams. Discuss how substance abuse influences our future. Substance abuse influences our future negatively. What do we mean when we say this? Substance abusers that are still in school may drop out due to many lessons missed or a lack of money to continue with their studies. We continue to page 18. Alcohol abuse causes the following. If you follow on your booklet, you will see that alcohol abuse causes road accidents, violence, divorce, and death. With that said, there are help for those that are abusing substances. So these are the following sources of support for substance abusers and or their families and loved ones. The first one we have is Alcoholics Anonymous Namibia, which is found in Windhoek, and the number is 081-325-6144. Or you can reach them on their email address, which is alcoholicsanonymous@gmail.com. Then we have Lifeline Childline, the Windhoek number 061-226-889. The Ministry of Health and Social Services, Windhoek 061-203-9111. Roman Catholic Church, Windhoek 061-269-175. Right, boys and girls, we turn to page 19, our activities. Number 1, describe how the media are used to influence people to use alcohol. Number 2, discuss ways in which substance abuse can negatively influence your future. And number 3, identify sources of support for substance abusers and or their families and loved ones. Dear boys and girls, try to do these questions on your own before you turn to any other page in the booklet. Right, remember again the importance of sanitizing your hands. Rub in the sanitizer in between your fingers. And remember to keep a social distance of at least 1 meter. Thank you very much, boys and girls.
Hi everyone, my name is Shashi, I'm back. And you can always stay active throughout the lockdown. You can play with your friends, but keep your distance. Like me and my friend, yay! And you can also jog and sing to be active. Until next time, bye!
Akili, 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 akili. Will you wash your hands with me? I want to wash my hands with you. Come on, I will show you what to do. Wash your hands in clean water. Wash your hands, wet them with the water. Wash your hands, now add some soap. Scrub your hands in the soap and water. Scrub above and below between the fingers too. Scrub under your nails and scrub-a-dub-a-doo. Rinse your hands in water. Rinse them clean, rinse away the soap. Dry your hands and go.
Akili, why do we wash our hands?
To wash away the germs.
Akili, what are germs?
They're like tiny little bugs on your hands, and they can make you sick.
But I don't see any germs on my hand.
That's because they're so tiny that you can't even see them.
Oh wow! I want to wash the germs away. Will you wash your hands with me, Akili?
Of course! Wash your hands in clean water. Wash your hands, wet them with the water. Wash your hands, now add some soap. Scrub your hands in the soap and water. Scrub above and below between the fingers too. Scrub under your nails and scrub-a-dub-a-doo. Rinse your hands in water. Rinse them clean, rinse away the soap. Dry your hands and go. Great job, Haruma! Can you tell me the 4 things we did to wash our hands?
I can try.
1.
Wash our hands with water.
2.
Put soap on our hands.
3.
Scrub our hands all over.
4.
Rinse our hands clean with water.
Wash your hands, wash the germs away.
beautiful souls, this is Nikita Winkler and I'm here to share easy tools for stretching that you can do just about anywhere. This is a demonstration, so what's most important is that you take the time that your body needs in order to release the tension that it has. So let's get started. In this session, we will be stretching the spine. We'll be folding and unfolding all the way from the head to the tailbone. This is a little bit more technical, so once you understand the technique, you can go ahead and do a couple bit more repetitions. All right, so before I get started, it's called a roll down and a roll up. I'm going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to first release my neck, and then one by one, slowly, the upper spine, middle spine, lower spine. When I reach midway, I'm going to bend my knees all the way as far as I can go. Just to make sure that there's no tension in the neck, I'm going to shake my head yes, and shake my head no. If I'm feeling a lot of tension, I can go ahead and tap the back. Or maybe ask my daughter, son, friend to do that for me. Alternatively, give yourself a shake, or a twist, or a swing. Notice that there's no tension in the upper body. How do we come back out? First, I'm going to bend my knees, drop my tailbone, and zip my core up and stack the vertebrae right back on top of the tailbone. No tension in the arms. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And the last thing to unfold is the head. When you reach the top, you might feel a bit dizzy because there's been a lot of blood rush to the head. So what's very important is that you stay grounded. Catch yourself with your breath. Big inhale. And exhale. Let it fall right into the ground. Do a couple of repetitions, and that's going to really release tension throughout the back. Alternatively, use a ball, an exercise ball that you can just lie over. Same thing. It rounds the spine, releasing the tension in all the vertebrae. Wonderful. I hope you feel good after doing this. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to breathe, and happy stretching.
Humanitarian crises are all too familiar to television viewers. Civil wars that cause huge movements of refugees, worldwide pandemics, and natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis. This is the way most of us are used to seeing these heart-wrenching events, on a screen in front of us, watching passively. But what if you could step into the frame and actually feel what it's like for the individuals on the ground?
People come out of it feeling enlightened and often moved and often ready to take action. A lot of people automatically say, well, what can I do? How can I get involved?
Garbo Aurora is leading a team at the United Nations who are using cutting-edge technology to raise awareness, empathy, and funds both to respond to humanitarian crises and to bolster support for a new set of sustainable development goals around the globe.
Virtual reality is the ability to really take part in a story that usually you're only a passive spectator on. And you actually get this sensation of feeling like you're being there.
By using multiple cameras that can record in all directions and software that can stitch the images together, virtual reality creates an experience that enables the viewer to see a movie from every angle, above, below, and behind.
It's exciting for the UN, to be involved in some of those early experiments of how we're trying to tell stories make these films and work with some of the most cutting-edge people in the industry on it.
So the UN reached out to us and connected, and we realized that there was a great opportunity here to tell some very important stories and to tell them in a way that we thought would be totally new and highly impactful. The way that I define virtual reality at this point in time is basically the hacking of your senses to convince you that you're somewhere other than where you are. Often, I think of it as a sense of vulnerability. So one of the things we've realized in some of our stories is you have a heightened sense of empathy and a heightened sense of connection as a result of that vulnerability.
That heightened sense of connection and empathy was exactly what Gabo Aurora was looking to create at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Not only to inspire leaders to take action, but also to influence donors to increase funding for disaster response efforts.
I'd started experimenting with using innovative ways of advocacy, and I started talking to a lot of different partners and people. What could we do that would be incredible? And someone said, you know, I just came from a meeting at Samsung, and, you know, with some of these other virtual reality headsets, wouldn't it be amazing if you got all of those elite people who could actually go to a refugee camp, or they could go to an Ebola clinic? I just really felt it would get our issues highlighted.
In addition to the screenings at Davos, virtual reality portals have been set up to view the films at high-level political forums around the world. The virtual reality film on display was Clouds Over Sidra.
Clouds Over Sidra is a short film in virtual reality about a girl named Sidra who lives in Zaatari camp, which is a Syrian refugee camp in Jordan. And it is a story about a young girl who is giving you a tour of the camp, of what it's like, what her life is like. When the film debuted in Davos, it was a sensation to everyone we showed it to. They come out of it very deeply moved. I'd say half the people who watch Clouds Over Sidra cry. And then we cut a version for UNICEF where it's face-to-face fundraisers. The way they do that is usually someone with a clipboard on the street in Europe or in different countries. So they thought, well, what if we got people to experience virtual reality on the street?
Quite sad. They don't have a good environment to stay. We try our best to help them.
Early reporting from UNICEF has shown that when using virtual reality, they've doubled the effectiveness of their fundraising efforts. This report was produced by Ben Lybrand for the United Nations.
I'm in Watamu along Kenya's coastline, which is commonly associated with tourists and white sandy beaches. But the locals have found hidden treasures in butterfly farming.
I am in Meru in eastern Kenya, where the growing and selling of cat is big business. However, the fortunes of this trade are now in doubt following a ban on exports of this crop to Somalia.
Is Africa ready for continental free trade? I am in Accra, Ghana, to find out what measures have been put in place to bring this vision into reality.
My name is Karine Mars, founder of Soyez Sublime, a company that designs, manufactures and sells capillary prosthesis, wigs.
In the past few years, yoga studios like this one began popping up all across the country, from luxurious beach resorts to slums in major cities. I'm in Nairobi to find out how entrepreneurs are cashing in on the wellness industry.